I guess I'll start when I was 22. I gave birth to my second child. It was my first daughter, and I was diagnosed. It was a really rough pregnancy, but after the pregnancy, I was diagnosed with diabetes, high blood pressure, and I had arthritis. And I knew I would have arthritis way before that time, because I had an incident as a child with my hand, where I broke some bones, and because of that I always had arthritis in my hands, especially when the weather got bad. But as I got more unhealthier, it started to spread to where I could feel it in my elbows and in my knees. My body would ache, and I was only 22 at the time. I was young. I'm 28 now. And so at that time I realized I had these health issues, and the diabetes thing was the biggest thing that scared me, because that was my biggest fear all growing up, because a lot of my family members are, have diabetes. That runs in my family super heavy, and that was my biggest fear, because I didn't want to be ruled by a disease. I did not want a disease to dictate my life. And so when the doctor told me this is what's wrong with you, that was my wake-up call. So I had two choices. The first choice was, okay, I have diabetes, let me get on this medicine and just live as long as I can. The second choice was, okay, let me take my destiny in my own hands and let me get rid of this thing. And I chose the second option. And so my weight loss journey didn't start with me wanting to lose weight. It started with me wanting to just be healthy. That was the whole thing. I didn't care about the weight. The biggest I was about 256 pounds. And I was more of a stocky girl. I carried a lot of the weights in my upper body, in my arms. I carried it in my face. I carried it in my breasts and in my stomach. My legs have always been awesome, so I didn't really have too many issues there. But I was 256 pounds, and I was very, very unhappy. I always felt heavy. I always had, I always felt insecure about my weight. I was one of those kind of girls at the time where, you think that if you wear some smaller clothes, you look small. You look a hot mess. And so I had a lot of issues concerning my weight. But my biggest thing with starting the journey was just to be healthy. And so at the time, my mother was just really getting into the whole holistic health. She started listening and following the Hoodie Matra, and she shared with me some of his information, and I just started learning about different herbs and how to be holistic. And then I was introduced to Dr. Africa via YouTube and Dr. Drew Pookroom, and I just learned about all these holistic ways that you can heal yourself, and how your body can heal itself. And so I started on that journey. I started taking different herbs. I started focusing on different body organs like my liver, my kidneys. I really went heavy on detoxing. At first, I started purchasing different detox products. But as I went deeper into the whole holistic lifestyle, I learned that I had a knack for creating herbal remedies. I like learning about herbs and making things, and so I started to experiment with my own herbal formulas using different herbs. And I created a formula that I started taking, and I still take, and that is my natural weight loss. Well, I call it Natural Body, but it is the weight loss detox product that I make, that you can find on my website. And I started taking that 3 times a day, along with different herbal supplements, and the weight just started to melt off. And my main focus was being healthy. Now, a lot of people want to say, okay, well, what exercise did you do? What did you have to do to lose weight? I just focused on being healthy.